All right, and just as a reminder, you are watching Midwest Speed Fest fall event, which is called Midfall Speedball. Midfall Speedball is raising money in support of the White Bear Area Emergency Food Shelf. To donate, go to speedrun.com/MWSF2020/donate, or simply type !donate in the chat. You can also apply your donation to various bid wars and incentives. To learn more about the White Bear Area Emergency Food Shelf, go to whitebearfoodshelf.org. Just as a reminder as well, we do have a couple incentives open that we are still looking to meet in the next few hours. So we have for the Mikazu run, 2 incentives. The first of which is Vibe with the Universe, which is currently sitting at $31 out of 90. So we're getting pretty close to that one. But the second incentive is to play the Dillo Inferno bonus stage, which we still need $75 towards. So be sure to get those donations in so that we can get those incentives met. They're definitely worth it.
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Let's all stay positive and do some science.
Yes, sir.
Lemon, lemon. Lemon, lemon.
はい、お待たせいたしました。続いてのゲームですけれども、バラエティアワーとなっております。こちらはですね、奏者のサック・ウィリックスさんという方が、いろんなゲームを走られるという時間ですね。一応これ、去年もこの時間あったんですけど、次のタイトルまでの穴埋め時間ってなってるみたいで、ちょっと動画を確認したところは、EST20 分って設定してたのに、確か去年1時間くらいずっとやってたんで、もう完全に穴埋め時間ですね。で、ゲームも結構いろいろなものをプレイされてたので、肩の力を抜いてみてくださいというような時間だと思います。この次のジャンピングフラッシュの時間が11時30分頃の予定なので、おそらくその時間までは、好きにタイトルをおそらくプレイされると思います。
To stay up to date on Midwest Speedfest events, you can follow our Twitter at twitter.com/MWSpeedfest. You can also join our Discord server to get updates and chat with runners.
去年プレイされた時は、itch.io というゲームのウェブサイト上の画面を映しながら、そこからゲームを起動してってやってたんですけれども、自分はこの itch.io っていうのはよくわからないので、どういうゲームが配信されているのかっていうのはちょっと知らないんですけれども、いろんなゲームが見られるお時間となっています。
Additionally, you can join our Discord by typing !Discord in chat, or just check the Twitch bio, and we will be happy to send along that information to you.
そうですね。インディーゲームのを主に販売しているサイトのようですね。 ああ、なるほど。ホラーゲームとかも結構あるんですね。
Midwest Speedfest would like to send a special thanks to LPAV for providing PVMs, projectors, and cameras for our marathon since 2017. LPAV is Minnesota's trusted video and audio vendor since 2003. Having worked with companies such as Mountain Dew and Microsoft, you can trust LPAV will do it right the first time. Please support them by checking out their eBay store, which you can find in our Twitch bio, or by typing !LPAV. All right, and without further ado, the moment you didn't know you would be waiting for, but it has now arrived and is going to be excellent. The Seckswrecks Variety Hour is ready. So we are going to throw it on over to Seckswrecks, who is going to be entertaining us, I'm sure, extensively. So go ahead and take it away, Seckswrecks.
お、画面来ましたかね。ボボロボット。これ、確か去年の動画でやってたタイトルです。去年はですね、オフラインだったので、奏者の人の顔が出されてたんですけど、今回カメラなしですね。
Hopefully we're ready on time, which should start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
お、グッドラックです。EST は32分になってるので、まあ、次のジャンピングフラッシュまでの時間って感じですね。
Z is gonna jump, which I'm doing quite a bit so far, and X will shoot this gun I just picked up. There are, however, more buttons.
雰囲気的にはあれですね、VVVVV のような感じの見た目ですが。
Default bound to W, but I am a dirty cheater using a fancy keyboard so that it is no longer W and it is my C key.
あとなんだっけ、洞窟物語的な感じ。
One of the jump buttons directly after the other, there's sort of a coyote time effect where since you're already in the air and you left the air only a few frames ago, when you hit the jump button and you jump again, your second jump sends you a little bit higher. It's called the super jump.
あ、Steam で310円。安い。
without having to do that room the other way around. So this game is kind of like a little Metroidvania, except right away it's gonna diverge in that I used a save point. Super Metroid runners don't love it.
今の赤いのはセーブ
So we're
ポイン
gonna
ト。
start out by finding parts for our ship and repairing them, because we are a little robot that crash landed hundreds of years ago, and we need to figure out what's going on.
タイトルはですね、ボボロボットですね。
Kill that bat. And you see the buttons kind of have that little trace falling to where they go, and it sends out a pulse while they're active. So what I just did there was activate the pause
何回か
screen
リス
while
ポ
I
ーン
was
してます
falling
けど、
into my ship and respawned at the save point to skip a cutscene where the ship introduces itself.
いきなり画面がなんか UFO の絵がちっちゃくなっ
And
て、
for whatever reason, you don't respawn as a respawn point, so you have
ス
to
ケール
respawn
がでかくなりましたね。なんか今のがワールドマップ的な感
Yeah,
じ
the
な
name
の
of
か
the
な。
game is Bobo Robo. There's a silent T in robot. But I like Bobo Robo because it rhymes and it's fun to say Bobo Robo. So what I did there was jump into water, which normally robots don't like, so that's why I took damage. And then for whatever reason, that door won't open normally when you press the button if you enter that way, so you have to do a quick respawn. And we're gonna do some quick key smuggling here, where I grab this key and take it somewhere it's not really supposed to be. But before I can do that, I need to fight the one boss in the game, which is the frog.
これは何だろうどういう生物なのか。カエル
However, we learned that this guy doesn't like being stared at. So we're just going to stare at him for a little bit, and he's going to get a little nervous, and he'll start bouncing around, and he'll be like, all right, fine. You can go. Also, when I came here in the first place, I jumped 5 times on the platform, and that opened the door. That's another one of the progression items
なぜか
in this game that is not
生
an
物の
item,
目の
but
前
is
で
in
ずっ
fact
と
just
待機
game
してたら
knowledge,
先に進めました
which
ね。
allows you to do some interesting sequence breaks
で、でかい
on
カエル
top of the other
が出てきて、
normal
なんか
sequence
これだ
breaks.
け絵が違うというか。
So we fight the big vector frog, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were one of the evil robots, but you're cool. Well, here, I'll give you some slime." And slime is nice because it gives you IP6, I think that's what it is, rating, like an iPhone, and we can now go up to 5 meters below the water without having to worry about anything, something like that. So just do a quick death warp back to our
で
ship,
ここで一回リスポーン。
and now it's time to
今の
smuggle
で
the
目
key
的達成したのか
into
な
what is normally the first area of the game. Missed my shot on that button. And bring it over here, right to the door, skipping the part of this area where you get the key normally. We will have to return here and get the key, but you'll see why I can't do this all in one
水
trip
中
in a moment.
水の中に潜れるよう
Here
に
I
なっ
can
たって
grab
こと
my
ですか
ship's
ね。
gun, which is important. Normally you need it to access the area there on the bottom left. You shoot the little wall there and it breaks and it lets you go in. But now we need to return to the first area of the game so that we can travel across the water towards this wrecked ship, which is something I've never seen in any sort of action platformer. I think they call it search action game.
ああ、これが
Similar
水
to
で
the
すね。
concept of visiting a wrecked ship through the
多分。
starting area of the game. And we pick up the ID card.
水の中がライン一
You'll
本
see
しか
I'm
表現さ
pausing
れてないから、
a
な
lot.
かなかわかりづらいですけど。
While the pause menu is up, the in-game timer stops running, but like the in-game logic still happens. So that lets you save a little bit of time on the in-game timer at the end of the run. It's one of the little quirks about sock pop games. So yeah, I haven't mentioned that this game is by it's produced by a game dev collective known as Sock Pop, who release 2 games a month in sort of a kind of like a rolling game jam sort of fashion, and they cost $3. But if you're subscribed on their Patreon, you get all of them, and that can be as little as $3 a month. So you basically, if you commit to buying them, you get them all at half price. So what I just did there is I shot the walls that my ship's gun weren't strong enough to break. And then I went into the big ship, which you're supposed to commandeer and use to break those walls, but for whatever reason, all you need to have done is have shot the walls and then
さ
control
あ、
the
こ
big
れ
ship,
は
and
どこ
then
に
it
向かっ
goes,
てるんで
okay,
すか
I
ね。
guess those walls are broken. I don't really understand it. And now we're here in
メニュー画
that
面を
area
ちょ
of
い
the
ちょい出して
game.
るのは何かの短縮なんですかね。
Gonna use the save point because, you know, just to highlight that this definitely isn't Super Metroid at all. It's got these last
あ、
few
なるほど。
buttons to
IGT の
press.
短縮と。
Cheeky save warps in between. Ooh, that's not good. Run was going so nice up until that.
まあ、多分自滅してるのは、まあ
So I
短
shot
縮
that
とい
button
う
a little
か
bit、early
ショート
because
カットでしょうね。
the signal from the button has a long way to travel before it activates this elevator, so there's plenty of time to get on the elevator before it starts moving. Just a little itsy bitsy time save.
はい、デスルーラーですね。はい。
And we fall down and
頭だけになった。
and become one tile high. That's how you know this is really a Metroid game. That's normally a power up that you collect throughout the run, but we skip that, just like the majority of the game. So that's the end of that run. Just gonna let this finish out so I can see what my in-game time was.
G エンド。
All right.
あ、
Now
終わりましたね。
on to the next one.
唐突に5分半。
Well done. Very beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
ソックポップ
Just gonna hold on a minute while
まだ
the
タイム
game
止まっ
capture
てないん
catches
で、
up. All right.
次のゲーム
Here's
いきますね、
Popo's
これ。
The plot of this game is that you're a pilot and your plane crashed, which is not the
唐突に次のゲーム
use
始まりました
case
け
of a
ど。
plane. So you got to figure out how to get off this island. And this big
これは
skeleton
何という
guy
タイトル
says
の
that you can
ゲームだ
start
ろ
by
う。
heading to the shrine of the silver monkey, but you have to watch out for temple guards. And in the tower, there is there's gonna be a little boy who can he wants brought to him, and if we bring the boy, he'll help us fix our plane. So this is a 3D platformer with some parkour elements. There's the temple
スー
guards.
パーモン
I
キ
don't
ー。
have
あ
any of those
ー
little emblems to hand them to get out free,
飛
so
行機
better
が
avoid
落下
getting
した
grabbed. I'm gonna need to collect 9 of those stars that I have 2 of now. We're gonna do the first glitch here.
ポポズタワー。はい。
We want to bonk off this rock right as we pass through the plane of the water here. So that we are now walking in the water.
飛行機が落下したから、飛行機を探しているのか、脱出ルートを探しているのかのどっちかですね。これ、ちょっと怪しいですね、動きが。これは正規なのか。
Oh! That was a wild save there.
あ、ポポズタワーですね。
First off,
はい。
we're gonna get
あ、
a
不正
double
規です
jump,
か。
which, you know, every good platformer has a double jump. And I just jump right into the water because I'm trying to be fancy.
ただ壁の駆け上がりは、そのゲームのシステムの動きっぽいですけど。
So normally, when you jump away from a wall, the game won't let you jump directly back at the wall to prevent you from being able to just climb up one wall like I just did there. But because I jumped at just the right angle and then turned
自由度の
around
高いゲームです
before
ね。
I jumped again, it just kind of works. So there again, you can see that by walking off the edge rather than jumping off of it, I can use both of my jumps while I'm already in the air, which not only lets you get the little bit of extra distance that you fell, but your second jump has more lateral momentum. And since you're already in the air, both of those jumps count as second jumps, so you get just that little bit extra lateral momentum, which lets some of these things happen. And again, we've got the pausing to stop the in-game timer while I wait for that
この
bridge to
ポーズ
fall,
もなんかタイマーを止めてるよう
which
な
I'm gonna
感じ
do a
の
little bit later as we kind of go
挙
through
動
this
です
area
ね。
a little bit backwards than what is sort of the natural path through here. The run I'm doing is
あ、
100%,
空中で
so
ジャ
I
ン
will
プ
be
ができ
collecting
ると。
all 6 of these special parts of the
は
plane
い。
that are optional to grab. As well as 9 stars in total. I think I already said that. And the little boy who Olmec wants. A couple keys while we're at it, because there's some doors that need keys and some doors that need stars. It really is Mario.
左上に表示されてるのがキーアイテム
Here's
で
a
すか
fun
ね。
little bit of platforming where we do more of those kind of angled jumps. Sneak up there, kind of quick like. And we skip a whole tower by using those delayed jumps.
壁の駆け上がりを普通にやってるのがすごいですね、このアクション。
If you're just already in the air and you just drop kick, you get more lateral momentum. The Legends of the Hidden Temple references are just a little tongue-in-cheek joke. They're not actually the plot of the game. I just see a big stone head wanting me to collect things, and guards trying to reach out and grab me, and that's all I can think. Shoutouts to the Silver Monkeys, the Blue Barracudas.
ちょっと苦戦してますね。
No, it's the Silver Snakes, the Blue Barracudas, and the It's been 20 years since the 90s. I don't remember any of this stuff anymore.
All right, to jump in with a small little announcement real quick.
Yeah.
Excellent. We have just opened up on our page our incentives for Celeste. So we have a lot of incentives open in terms of the Badeline skin, the Grabless 1C showcase, doing Chapter 2 B-side during the run, as well as the dance pad runs input displays. So those
取
are
った
all
鍵
now
を使っ
open.
て
Make、sure to get your donations in.
で右上の星
So
もこ
I'm
れい
gonna
くつ
go
か
for
集めるんで
this.
すかね。今5って書いてますけど。
It basically has not worked at all during practice.
ずっと駆け上がってる。
Really long and complicated climb up there, and it didn't work. So we're just gonna.
ああ、今のは失敗したのかな。
Oh geez, that's a lot of spaghetti. I see the question.
なんか駆け上がりできる歩数とか、秒数とかに上限がありそうですね。で空中に飛んでる間だけそれが、まあ、停止されるような感じの挙動ですけど、なんかずっと駆け上がれるわけじゃなさそう。
That's not a hashtag, you boomer. That's an exclamation point.
You heard it here first. Tweet hashtag schedule on Twitter in order to get that schedule link.
Yeah, so now we're inside the tower. Just like the last area where things get a little weird. Stop having.
これでも世界観謎ですね。今建物浮いてますけど。
And by that, I mean the buildings float instead of reaching all the way to the ground.
飛行機が墜落しただけなのに、どうしてこんなところに。
And everything kind of has this sort of up and down bobbing sway to it, which means that you have to kind of keep track of your cycles. Which can be a little tough to do while moving quickly. So there's the cage with the little boy in it, but we avoid talking to him for now because we don't have the key to open it yet. Try this little cheeky move here. Oh, unfortunately, when the guard is standing to where you can jump directly over his head, the animation is very funny, so I like to do it whenever I can. He was not standing in an ideal place.
まだ夢のような世界は続いてますが。お、キー。
So we're just getting our second
デスルーラ。
key, which allows us to enter the top level of the castle, so we can go to Wet Dry World and Cold Cold Mountain. Or no, that's not Cold Cold Mountain, that's Snowman's Land. Tall Tall Mountain.
わあ、怖っ。なんだ今の。
There we saw the guard raise his hands in the air like he just don't care.
挙動が完全にゾンビでしたけど。
So now that we finally talked to the little clown boy, he's like, "Hey, go get a key." And I'm like, "Hey, I already got the key." And he's like, "All right."
Oh.
So he takes the wand because he's like, "You don't even know how to use the wand," which is true. I do not know how to use the wand. I'm just doing a little cheeky death warp there. But then we're just gonna abandon the bear because
誰かを助けたと思ったのに置いていったけ
can't
ど。
double jump with him or drop kick, and you run just a slight bit slower. What he does do is use the wand to make some platforms appear But since we are hardcore parkour gamers, we don't need those platforms. So yeah, just here I gotta wait for this cycle for this kind of lavender looking one to get
右
down
下
to
のアイテムも収集必須なんですかね。
movement and get our last star here. Hopefully, rather painlessly.
あー、
Oh, this
落ち
is
そ
not
う。
painless. Okay.
おー。危ない。
More death warps, because everybody loves death warps. Now we can pick the clown back up. Where no one's really sure whether Popo is
回
the
収しま
bull,
し
the
たね。
stonehead, or the clown. I think it's the clown, but that's just my opinion. Sound off in chat if you think Popo is the clown or the stonehead. It's clearly not the pilot, because it's not his tower. He just flew over it and had his plane crash. So we've got just a little bit of backtracking cleanup to do to get to some platforms that you couldn't reach without the clown.
この白い線は何ですかね。
Popo is the friend we made along the way. Well, yeah, so it's the
上から
clown.
出てる白い線。背負ってると何か制限あるんですか
I mean,
ね。
Popo
あ、また
just
置いてっ
seems
た。
like a clown name, right? Like just
It
that-
does. It
right.
does. Very much not a giant stonehead name.
あー、透明な足場が実体化する。なるほど。
One last part of my ship. Oh. I don't remember what they all are. There's like gold rims, a bobblehead, a cool sticker. Yeah, that was the bobblehead figure. I can take the ending.
敵が消えたのはこの背負ってる人の能力なんですかね。なんかゾンビっぽいのが消えましたけど、さっきね。
back to the stonehead, and then the stonehead, who is very clearly our friend and cool and good, is just going to
6分
benevolently
の6の
help
飛
us
行機
fix
パ
our
ー、あー、
plane,
はいはい。
and then we can
じゃあ
fly
もう
away.
6つ溜まったんですね。
And if that'll be the end of this, oh, we got a little cutscene. What's going on? What? Oh, he's mad. Oh no, the stonehead was bad the whole time. And
ボス戦。
he doesn't like the clown. But we like the clown, so we're gonna save the clown from the stonehead.
謎の生物が、顔だけの敵が出てきましたけど。
Instead of throwing him into some bombs, we just throw rocks at him. And then I bonk into a wall instead of walking up the stairs. And return Popo to our plane. There you can see there's a little repair
飛行機。
action. We got the windshield, the wing mirrors, the
お、
flag,
飛行機
the
直った。
bobblehead, a cool sticker, golden rims.
Thank you for playing. あ、終わった。終わりましたね。
Alright, on to the next one.
GG。まだありますね。
Theme going. More sock pop games.
一瞬で治りました
This
ね、
is
飛
the
行
wrong
機。
game. Pretend you didn't see anything. I don't even know if you saw anything.
Sock pop.
ちらっと画面見ましたけど、フィッシー
It's a
3D。
game where you're a fish and you're 3D.
あ、始まりましたね。魚ゲーですね。
So here we're doing some fish parkour.
あ、ページありがとうござい
Come
ま
on.
す。Steam のストアページですね。
No.
310円。
Come on. Come on.
こだわりがあるんですね。
Here we go. There we go. Fish
おー、
parkour.
出た。
First try. Alright, so we sneak through the fence. And just like Popo's Tower, this is a game about collecting stars. And being a fish,
うんまあ、ちょっと挙動が怪し
actually,
そ
you're
うです
multiple
ね。
fish because
お
we do a new fish warp
リ
in,
セット
save a little time. And now I fail this jump.
また星集めるタイプの。
Or just go right over it. And then normally you need to bring a little bobber to the plug that's blocking that drain. But if you're as small as our fishy friend can be, you can just kind of sneak right through. So the main mechanic of the game, which I haven't interacted with basically at all yet, actually entirely at all, is that you can eat food and grow bigger, just like in real life.
なんかでかいアヒルが。
And eventually, you know, you can eat the other fish
星
and become
2
the
つ目。
biggest fish on the block and whatnot. But that's slow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just kind of do some fishy platforming. And jump out of bounds.
ジャンプ。
Because it's
お
not a good
おっ
not a
と
good speed run unless you jump down.
どこを泳いでるんだ
Yeah, so we also grabbed a moon. Those are like the bonus collectibles of this game. We're just doing any percent, not 100%, so we won't be collecting the moons. We only need 7 stars for this one. So here, we gotta come back inbounds
外周から
by bouncing on that
違う水の中に。星3つ
star
目。
over here. That was kind of weird.
ああ、3つとも同じ開発元のゲームなんですか。ああ。
Some more parkour. And finally, we get a little destructive, and we push the bomb button because every fish loves
Hoshi
pushing red buttons
6つ目
to make bombs appear out of holes in the wall. Yeah, this is Fish Celeste.
お、爆発した。
I'm not sure if we tweeted about the opening of the Celeste donation incentives for the runs coming up later on in the marathon, or what exactly the situation is there, but we are playing Fishy 3D. So as you
なんか
can see,
草
I'm
食
a
べてます
fish.
ね。
My name is also in the
草を食べる効果は何だ
Alright, so now that we have 7 stars, we can hit this padlock, and it's a master lock, so you just kind of have to look at it funny and it falls open. And we're
ああ、
gonna
こ
bring
こ
that
単純に
on
大きくなれるの
screen
か。
just a little bit so that so our frog friend who's covered in slime, who I have determined is the same frog from Boba Robo earlier on, he won't
星を持ってた魚をがいましたけど、これか。この魚より多分大きくならないとダメなのかな。
Just a little bit there. And now we've finally eaten something so that we're big enough to pull this plug out. And then we just do one last
Escape.
Death warp here by intentionally getting caught.
あれ釣られた。
And as you can see, the water level is rising since we pull that drain.
これやり直しかな。
And we can escape to the sea.
あれ終わった。
So
終わりましたね。
Fishy 3D.
さっき鍵を開けるところが星7って書いてあったんで、7つが、まあ、クリア条件やったことか
But I
な。
think we can do it in 2. So this is Fishy. It is very much the same concept.
また同じようなゲーム始まりましたけ
Except
ど。
with only 2 of the dimensions instead of 1 of them. Except
今度あれ
in
です
this
か
one you get a
2D で
little
すか
bit of dash, so it's even more like Celeste.
?2D フィッシー。
I want to eat some of these little purple fish. I think I'm big enough now, yeah. Pop that cork out. Oh, I got 8.
おっ
That's not
と、
good.
食べられちゃいました。そうですね、これ物語的にさっきの続きなんですか
So,
ね。
unlike Fishy 3D, you don't want to ever die in this one. The route doesn't include any death warps. That was not a good thing. Hopefully we can get things back on track here.
おっと、危ない。
Just want to get nice and big.
お魚が食えるレベルに。
Actual
Oh.
sort of gameplay progression here. Just because there's some tricky bits if you're not big enough coming up.
あ、どこまで食べるんでしょう。
Eat that hot dog. Couple last fish. Let me grab this little bobber thing.
ん黄色
Get
い
on back.
何かを
Yeah,
加え
looking
ま
for
し
the
たが。
metal slime fish. So that I can grind up enough levels to complete my fish warrior, also known as fish quest.
お、赤い怒り、赤い玉がつながってる怒りを引っ張れるくらいまで大きくして、で、その下に。
Alright, so normally I would insist that cephalopods are friend-shaped, but these cephalopods are not my friend. And they'll latch onto you and then
タコ。
basically fuck you.
めっちゃくっついてきますけど。
That's why I got so much size, and I think I might have shrunk too much. Yeah, I can't grab that ball anymore.
まだこの赤い玉は食べられなさそうですね。
Gotta be careful not to get caught
タ
there.
コは
My mouth
吸い
will
付かれる
close
と
to that
小
hot
さくな
dog.
っちゃうですかね。はい。
Come on. There we go.
おー、タコ。タコは食べられないんですかね。お、引っ張れる。
Okay, so that should be enough. Oh no. Cephalopod, please
わー、めっちゃくっつかれ
be
て
a
る。
friend. Oh, they're
ちっちゃくなったから
that I can't finish.
黄色い玉が加えられなくなりましたね。あー
Time for more grinding.
タコ。
And the slightly awkward sound of the cephalopod attacking other fish. Oh god, these fish up here got really big. Hopefully I don't get eaten myself.
今魚が、食べられ
I
た。
had to say it, didn't I? No, you can't eat the octopi.
いやー、ここからですか。厳しいな。
Yo, shoutouts to Blazeball. any other Hawaii Fridays fans in the chat? York is still my dork, even if he's not on the Fridays anymore.
多分、リビックはそのまんまだと思うの
Wherever
で、
you can shout out
あとは
Blazeball is
大
always
き
a
く
good
して
time,
下
in my
行くだ
opinion.
けやと思います。
Exactly. The coffee cup didn't go my way. Obviously, I was cheering for Royal POS with my boy York. They got knocked out first round. But that was sure some entertaining baseball. I can't wait to see what happens with the coffee cup next week. If you're confused about what I'm talking about, don't worry, it's baseball. No one knows what's going on.
Speaking of high value entertainment, by the way, make sure to get your donations in so we can meet some of these incentives. In addition to our Celeste incentive, we also have incentives open for our Mikazu run going on later on. Vibe with the Universe. I'm personally interested to see what that's about, as well as playing the Dillo Inferno bonus stage. So get those donations.
なかなか食べられないですね。
I should be big enough now. I have stalled for enough time. I think we're ready for the next run.
もういけ
Hope
そ
we're ready for the next run,
う
'cause
なん
I'm
ですけ
running
ど
out
ね、
of
これは
games。to play.
ああ、タコ。
There we go. Pull this last
で、
plug
加
out.
えて、線を抜い
And
て、
that's time.
ああ、終わりましたね。GG。
GG.
Thank you, thank you. I've been Seckswrecks. This whole shebang is sort of been left in my care now. Hope everyone sticks around for the rest of the weekend.
今、
Some speed runs,
全部
donates
プレイし
to
た
the
ゲーム
White Bear,
310円だそう
Yoko's
です
Food Shelf, which is great cause and doing great work in these uncertain times, which is a phrase that I really hoped I didn't have to say, but I just did. Anyway, stay tuned
まあ
for,
モデレーターの方もストアページ
next
貼っ
run,
てくださ
which
っていたので、
remember off the top
気
of
に
my
な
head.
った
I
人
think
は
it's
買ってみ
Shantae.
まし
I
ょう
think it's Shantae. I'm gonna go ahead and say Shantae.
Jumping Flash. Yep, Jumping Flash too, exactly.
Oh,
yes.
Jumping Flash. That's right. It's not Shantae. I lied. It's Jumping Flash, which is
はい。
it's
じ
a
ゃあ、
very
これ
good
で多
video
分
game.
終わりですね。はい。
Very,
じゃあ
very good.
次はジャンピング
But
フラッ
that is
シュ
an
です
excellent
ね。
plug for Shantae later on in the
は
marathon,
い。
so make sure
続
you
いて
don't
の
miss
タイト
that.
ルの準備してまいりますので、少々お待ちください。
But excellent. Thank you so much for that run, Seckswrecks. Excellent showcase. As Seckswrecks mentioned towards the end of that wonderful, excellent showcase of amazing games, we are raising money for the White Bear Area Emergency Food Shelf in these unprecedented times. They are a critical resource for families experiencing food insecurity since 1977, providing food and support to over